Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? Please, everyone, try and sit still. The class is still going on. If you're moving, it honestly disrupts everything. So try and get centered, be centered inside of your mind is focused below the navel, in the hara. You'll have no trouble sitting still. But if your mind isn't there and you're thinking and going, it's going to create a lot of movement, not only in your mind, but in your body. And because there's going to be a lot of tension. Does anyone have a question? I mean, that's why I keep telling everybody, this is about getting training. It takes time. It takes a lot of deep inner work. We're so conditioned to live thinking all the time and being in our heads all the time that here's a technique that reverses that and tells you use the mind as an instrument to open the very core of your being. If the core of your being opens, you're going to find inner peace. You're literally going to find that in yourself. But it takes time to uncondition so many years of being conditioned to live certain ways. It doesn't mean we don't use our minds. What it means is we can internalize our mind. When we have to use it in the world as a logical instrument, we can use it that way. But we're not imprisoned by our tension. And we take perhaps the strongest instrument we have, and we use it to literally open up the foundation of our inner life. And, class by class, we build on that until, there's really a deep state of inner peace. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question.
Yes, Nisha.
It's about...
Speak up, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
It's about self-rejection and this practice. Sort of, growing up with people rejecting us, and then sort of taking on that as a belief, and then meeting with this practice, and sort of the question arises in me anyway, like, who am I to love myself?
Yeah. What you're asking is probably a condition that almost everybody suffers from. Self-image, who we are, how people see us, opinions of other people. Now, the answer to this is very simple. If you get grounded in yourself and you get your heart open and you feel an enormous amount of gratitude and self-worth in your heart, nobody's opinion about who and what you are is going to in any way affect you. You will get so grounded in your own self-worth and who you are as a human being that the first thing you will do is forgive everybody because they walk around throwing all their opinions around. And nobody's opinion will affect the power that you will build inside yourself, the ability to see, the worthiness of your own life, the depth to which you can live your own life, the creative depth you can live your own life. And it's not going to matter what anybody thinks about you. Understand, you have that capacity in yourself. You have built that kind of inner life. And once that inner life connects you with God or higher energy, I mean, just a taste of that energy negates all of other people's opinions. I mean, people in my life have thought I was crazy doing what I do. And at first it used to affect me. And then as I got stronger inside, it used to bounce right off me. Who cares what other people think? The only thing I care about truly is it working to help me become more of a human being. Can I love them anyway, although they're full of all these opinions about the way I'm supposed to live my life? And this is an incredible thing to get free of because, I mean, our parents, our siblings, our friends, our teachers in school, I mean, we have been the target of a lifetime of opinions from these people about the way we are supposed to live our lives. But if you want to find the truth of how you should live your life, you have to build a system that connects you with God. Then it's not the mind, it's not other people's opinions, it's spirit that flows through you and it guides your life. One of the first things it enables you to do is to live quietly and live with an open heart. To be able to forgive people because most people are terribly unconscious. And arrive at a place where you are so secure in yourself and have built such a strong inner life that it doesn't matter what the hell anybody says. Not your problem, it's their problem. Let them fix themselves instead of having opinions about the way everyone else is supposed to live. And I think this is a very good way to live because that allows the heart to stay open. It allows love to be in your life. It enables you to forgive people when they do. Please try and sit still. It enables, you to forgive people when they do transgress and trespass. It enables you to always move on in your life. And that's really a wonderful element to have in one's life, the capacity to move on. Nothing stops us from moving on, from growing, from getting closer to God, closer to enlightenment, to becoming more human. But Lisha, it's a very good question because I don't know, I've never met anyone who hasn't suffered from this. And I also have not met a hell of a lot of people that have learned how to, other than ego fighting back. And all that does is create an enormous amount of tension. It's the way wars start. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I mean, I remember my teacher, Rudy, just to finish this whole thing. I was sitting with him one day and he said, I couldn't pay about himself, a therapist, $1,000 an hour, to help me find the things wrong with me inside that my mother finds in 5 seconds. It just cracked me up. This is true, And instead of being angry, he said, instead of being angry at her, I'm grateful she points these things out. It gives me an opportunity to change something inside myself. That's security, not being intimidated by other people's opinions. I'll never forget that. And his mother was like that. Oh man, look, my mother was like that. I don't know about your mothers, but they're all like that. And instead of being angry at them, love them. Okay, I'll fix it. That's what's wrong. I remember my mother, this is really funny, and I told this story, she calls me up one day, I get on the phone, you never call me, you never call me, you never call me, you never call me. She went on for 5 minutes repeating that I never called her. I had called her like a week ago, something like that. So I said, okay, Ma, I'll speak to you. So I hung up the phone. I waited about 5 seconds and I called her back. And I said, hi, Ma, how you doing? Is everything good? I'm really happy to talk to you. I hope it. And she started to laugh. She just started to laugh. And all it was tension. She was taking out her tension on her beloved son. And the two of us started to laugh. We had a great time. We spoke for about maybe 10 minutes. And then I said to her, I'll speak to you soon. She said, no, but not in 5 seconds. It was really wonderful. So instead of being intimidated and angry because you never call me, you never call, I called her. I waited 5 seconds and called her back. And it broke up all the tension. And then I made sure I would call her, every 3 days, 5 days, hello, how are you? I hope you're well. Take her out for lunch. She used to come to my classes. So I'm saying, as you grow inside, you learn how to deal with other people's problems without them intimidating you. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? All right, there'll be a meditation on Thursday, same time, and I am looking forward to seeing you all. And again, God bless you all for being here. I always tell people this now, that every class is a step closer to spiritual enlightenment, and your being here is helping me take that step, and God bless you all. Thank you. So I'll see you hopefully on Thursday. Have a good evening.